today, session 2, which is all around implementation. And I know that we have so many people that are passionate about that execution, manifestation, implementation, by whatever name we call it. It's basically engagement, getting it done. And we've got some of the best speakers in the world on this subject today. We're very, very blessed. So let's dive straight into it. And our first speaker today is going to be a duo coming live from after midnight in Hungary. It's Alessandro Farina and Giacomo Pedranzini. Let me just tell you a little bit about these extraordinary gentlemen. Alessandro Farina is the founder and managing director of ITL Group, one of the leading consulting accounting firms in Hungary since 1995. In 2014, Alessandro Farina was awarded by the President of the Italian Republic Officer of the Order of Merit of the Italian Republic for his personal contribution to the improvement and development of economic relations between Hungary and Italy. Mr. Farina comes from an Italian family with a long entrepreneurial tradition that goes back 2 centuries. So from a young age, he's learned that entrepreneurs have a moral obligation to their predecessors and to future generations for building a better world. He calls this moral obligation an ESC approach. Stands for ethics, sustainability, and creativity. These are the values that are inspired the foundation of Atlas World. And we'll hear a little bit about that through Alessandro's sharing today. His colleague, Giacomo Pedranzini, is the CEO and chairman of the board of directors of Cometa 99, a Hungarian registered company in the agribusiness sector with a headcount of 1,000 employees. Pedranzini is the creator and promoter of the Honest Food movement, which proposes a rethinking of conventional agribusiness. The mission of Honest Food focuses on 3 goals: ethical food production, fair distribution of value throughout the supply chain, and environmental responsibility. Furthermore, through his innovative thinking, he is tackling preventative industry issues and fostering collaborations among stakeholders. Due to his engagement in community dialogues and efforts towards industry enhancement, he is recently recognized as the winner of the Expat CEO 2022 and of the Atlas Awards 2023. So Alessandro, Giacomo, implementation. You two are so well qualified to begin this session today. We're delighted that you're with us, staying up past midnight to be with us. Thank you for doing that, and welcome to the symposium.
Thank you so much for this lovely introduction, and it's a really big honor for us to be part of this fantastic initiative with all of you. As you say, it's midnight, and we feel a little bit like a New Year's Eve. So when everything is sparkling for the new year, and somehow we are here to celebrate the awakening for a better future and what is looking forward for us. So thank you. If you allow me, I will share the screen and have a short presentation. Just a second that we go with the... This one. Okay, thank you so much. So we have put our focus on entrepreneurship, and we're going just to have a few, let's say, words about that, because we believe that the definition of the good entrepreneur should not just be the business creator, but the entrepreneur should also be the architect of the future. So what he does is influencing in an effective way the future of our, let's say, economy, of our society. And he should also be a guardian of the planet, as we all should be, by the way. So it's a common role that we should share from this point of view. The entrepreneur is, if you allow me just kind of, let's say, comparison for that, when Michelangelo was breaking his piece of stone, and he was already able to see into the stone the statue that he wanted to create. And entrepreneurs have, or should have also, this same vision. So to build what is not existing today, but what is going to influence also our society. And entrepreneurs have also, on the other side, let's say that they should not just look for the profit or profitable activity, but they should also look for a sustainable and beneficial, basically, future for our generation. So we believe that generational empathy is not just a concept, but is a business imperative that people should take care of. And as Ben mentioned at the beginning, we put our, let's say, attention on three core values that we feel very close to our personality, to our way of being entrepreneur and conducting our business. So the three basic principles are ethics, sustainability, and creativity. Now we use this acronym ESC also with the purpose, because we like to play with this word, because it the same name of the button that you have on the keyboard of the computer, that is to exit the status quo of what you're doing. And we mentioned the Atlas Award. The Atlas Award is one of the initiatives of the Atlas World that we gave life a few years ago. And the Atlas Award is the one that we are going to talk today. Because, you know, often when I talked with friends and I told, okay, can you please tell me, let's say, an example of a entrepreneur or a leader that you would like to give as a good example for your son? Okay, so who should he follow? Who is a good, let's say, example to follow? And very often, unfortunately or sadly, silence was coming. So people were not able to give an opinion, not to recognize themselves close to somebody else who had, let's say, embraced the vision of the good, let's say, example. So they were giving names of people died 100 years ago, or people from the other side of the universe, but nobody close to us. So because of that, a few years ago, we gave life to this award with the intention to reward entrepreneurs who are embracing this vision, these, let's say, these values. And so this award has become a stage on which we can show and, let's say, inspire people by choosing every year a visionary or somebody who did a strong impact for the society. Here you see the, let's say, the Atlas Award statue that is an opera created by a well-known Italian artist, Marco Veronese. And you see the photo of Lyashuk Dimitri, who was the winner in 2022, who is an entrepreneur, independent filmmaker, environmental activist, a fantastic person. You can find his movie even on Netflix already about it. And in 2023, we had the pleasure and the honor to have also Ervin László as our speaker. He was delivering a fantastic speech about the role of the entrepreneur in the modern society. So we had a really fantastic time together on that. And in 2023, as mentioned even before, Giacomo Pedranzini was the winner for the Atlas Award. After we have quite a large jury with the professors and several good team basically deciding the winners. And I think that now I will hand over my chair to Giacomo, who will enlighten you with why Giacomo and what is his story about it. Giacomo, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Alessandro. Good day, everybody. I'm happy and honored to be here with you. I will talk to you about food production. There is just a good reminder from Hippocrates about the importance of food as something that can help us to stay healthy in our lives, to keep our body healthy. So I'm the son of a farmer, and from my childhood and from my youth, we were dealing with animal breeding and later on with food production. For the last 30 years, I am leading Cometa, a food processing company, especially a meat processing company operating in Hungary. As you can see, in the middle of Europe, in the heart of the Carpathian basins. This is now a nice picture about our planet, where we have to live all together. This is our common house. according to the words of Pope Francis, where we have to find a way to give a future to the humanity. So we have to feel the responsibility to take care, to respect this planet on which we live, and to transfer to the next generation, if possible, even better than the status we have got from the previous one. Food production, it is the activity that is naturally related to the human being. I would say that is the most important human activity, because without food, we cannot survive. And of course, to produce food, we have to make good use of our earth, of our planet. Food production can have a very positive impact on the planet if it is properly done, but at the same time, it can have a negative impact if it is not done in the proper way. We should consider and remember that for many, many long centuries, humanity was struggling to have enough food. Till more or less half of the previous century, we were still struggling. We were still dying because of hunger or famine. Then suddenly, in the last 60 years, human development, human progress, technological development made for majority of humanity food easily available, even in bigger quantities that we really need. So food became a very simple commodity, a very cheap commodity. When I say about cheap commodity, please consider that very often it happens that we pay pet food more than what we pay for our food. But we should not forget the importance of having good and healthy foods. We should not forget that foods is nurturing the perfect machine, as Leonardo da Vinci was considering what the human body, was calling the human body. So we should fight to give back the right position and the right value to food. Unfortunately, in the last 60 years, going for mass production, we focus a lot on volumes in order to have cheap price, in order to have cheaper and cheaper foods. And the results we reach are the following you can see on the screen. In some case, excess of pollution, like you see on the Po Valley in Italy, or in these days, in many European countries, farmers protesting because the price that we pay for the food they produce is not enough. So this is the results we came, focusing on volume production for cheap price. And leading the company I'm responsible for, already 10 years ago, I realized that this is not the way for the future, that we have to change our focus. And that's the way, and that's the reason why I developed this concept of honest food. What is honest food? Honest food is proposing to reconsider the production model, to find a middle way in between the conventional industrial food production and the organic production. Both of them, they are a bit of two extremes. So let's find a good way in the middle based on common sense and good balance. And there are mainly three main goals for honest food. The first, very important, we have to put on family tables tasty, healthy, and affordable foods. We have to enjoy when we eat, but we have also to get convinced that we are eating healthy and something that is good for our body. And last but not least, food has to be good, food has to be affordable. It cannot be a luxury only for the wealthy people. It should be, if possible, for all, or at least the big majority of the population. Second, very important, we have to fight to redistribute in a more fair way the value through the production chain. This protest we see today in Europe is because in the last 20, 30 years, especially farmers and the breeders were paying the price of this very cheap food. They were not able to survive in many cases out of their activity, and many territories in the disadvantaged area were abandoned. So that's the point, to rebalance the distribution and to give the possibility to farmers to go on with their activity and to maintain our territory. This is also the social function of agriculture and of farming. And once more, last but not least, if we can reach this first two goals, healthy and affordable foods, in a good environment, we will turn to have an healthier society, on a healthier planet, and so it will be a benefit for all of us. To close my part and to indicate something, we always tend to expect changes from someone else. So what is the call to action from each of us? We should not forget that the change should start from each of us, that the world, the planet on which we are living today, is the results of our decision in terms of food consumption in the previous year. So the world we will live in the future, it will be the results of what we decide to eat from now on. So let's be responsible, let's be careful, let's choose the right food, the right production model. We are guaranteeing a future for our society. I thank all of you for your attention, and I give back the floor to Alessandro for a short closing remarks. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We hand over back the word. Thank you so much. Ben, I give you the floor.
Wonderful, amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Giacomo and Alessandro, for that brilliant presentation. We're so grateful to have you gentlemen who have really executed and implemented so much as business leaders in Hungary and Europe, and what you've done. And this issue of food security may well be, or food production, healthy food production, may be one of the most powerful issues of our time. Some of us were in Dubai in December for COP28 discussions, and this issue around food supply is a pressing one for all of humanity in every continent and every country. So thank you for bringing it to our symposium today, and for bringing the power of business and the power of entrepreneurship when it's aligned to ethics and to a higher intention of leaving a legacy and making the world a better place. As powerful as that is, really the great fire of business and entrepreneurship can be something which, like any fire, can destroy if it's a master, or it can serve greatly when it's a servant.